A very warm welcome to anyone who's joining me here for Grand Tactician the Civil War. This is the 9th episode of this Union playthrough, which began in July 1861. It's now May the 1st, 1862, so we're almost a year into it. If you're new here, then do take a look at the playlists we've got going. This is, like I say, episode 9, so you've missed a few episodes. Maybe go back and check them out. As always, I'll do a brief overview of what's been going on, but remember the video will be chaptered, so if you don't want to watch that, you can always just skip past it. So without any further waffling on from me, I'm going to just quickly give an overview of what's going on, and before I do that, we are kind of staring into the abyss. Not in the military sense, but in the financial sense. We are really struggling with our finances here. You can see it's kind of dotting up and down, up and down. I'll just take the Confederacy off here, and we are not doing very well at all. The credit rating is on BBB minus, but actually, if we look, it's not BBB minus. I wish it was. It's actually BB minus. So once that kicks in, that's where we're going to be sitting. Now, I've lowered the subsidies in everything except military. We need to keep the military subsidies up, basically, because we need the military. But I'm going to drop this a little bit. I'm going to drop this to just around 15 million, just under. So it's still on medium, so we're still putting money into it, but we need to get this sorted out. Interest rates are at 6.57%, unemployment at 5.1%, wealth below average, and our economy is in recovery. Our surplus is minus 487 million, so even the worst at mathematics amongst you can work out that is not a good surplus. Right, so that's that. Let's have a look at the financial report. The current rating of our nation is BB+. Well, again, it's not, which is poor. Our debt increased by £25 million. Apologies, Americans. It just slips out. Currently, our liabilities amount to $615 million. The current economy cycle is recovery. The wealth of our population is below average and increasing. So at least there's that compared to the previous month. Our tax revenues increased by 372 million during the last month. Now, that's because we've been working on various different acts and policies. We'll have a look at those in a moment. Last month, one buildings were constructed. Here of one fort, so we built a fort because we do still have to build some stuff. It just goes without saying. The total export volume last month was 112 million, while 820 million worth of goods was imported. Average corporate production over the last 3 months was 482 million, a change of minus 36 million. That's worrying. Our economy lacks iron, food, wool. No overproduction of product is noticed, so no overproduction at all. Well, that's good and bad. So we're not producing too much, but we also aren't producing a surplus at all. Right, so yeah, we worked on government funding 1. We've done the Confiscation Act, which again helps finances a little. We are working on government funding 2. I wanted to go down this route here. I wanted to open up the Enrollment Act. I wanted to do the USCT so we can recruit black troops, basically, so to fill up our ranks. But in honesty, we don't need the men. We've got 200,000 in the field at the moment, give or take. We reported sick and wounded 10,000. So, the force in the field is absolutely fine. I feel content with that. The Confederacy is only fielding 125,000. So we've got the numbers on them. We don't need that. But look at this Navy tonnage. 142,000 tons for the Navy. Now, that's clearly a glitch of sorts because we haven't seen that in being. They're not here. Or at least they're not doing anything with those ships. So what's going on here? This must be absolutely tanking his economy, but it doesn't seem to be. We check his finances, and they're better than ours, but they're not good, but they're better than ours. But with the Navy of that size, I don't know. And while I'm talking about this sort of thing, actually, patch 1.07 has gone into beta. We're playing 1.06, and I did do a campaign with the 1.06 beta last time around, but I won't be doing that with the 1.07, at least not now. I've left this on the normal 1.06 because I want to carry on with this campaign, because I am actually enjoying this playthrough as a Union. I am finding the Union playthrough a lot more challenging than the Confederacy. It's difficult to attack, it's difficult to invade. It's difficult to use your money. As you can see, I've totally messed this money up. The nation's finances are down the shitter, basically, to keep it civil. Yeah, it's not looking good on the finance front, and that might be what costs us this war. I'm not too concerned about the military side of things. We're doing just fine. We've just kicked Sterling Price's butt down here. We fought on the Shiloh battlefield in the last map, in the last game, which, you know, was nice. It was enjoyable. So if you're a usual follower of this channel, you'll know that I don't usually waffle on this long in videos. So don't worry if you're new here. Then this is not kind of the usual run through of my videos. Usually I talk a little bit, and I'll talk a little bit overview, and then we get into some action. But I felt like this was a point worth addressing. Our credit rating suffering, and I'm not too sure what to do about it, if I'm perfectly honest. We'll go, once this is opened up, I think we're going to have to go either Revenue Act or war bonds. Either way, it's going to bring some money in, but it's going to lower support. Public wealth would drop by 10%, but the credit rating would rise by 2%, so that's desirable. The Revenue Act, now this is basically income tax, which we take pretty much for granted these days. Certainly in Britain we do. You pay income tax on your income, most of the pity. But this would be a new thing for the US, and generally I think it's, you know, not given in this period that you take a chunk of people's earnings. Yeah, so there's that. That's the way we're going to have to go, I think. I think we're probably going to go with war bonds next. But it's going to be 31 days, and hopefully we won't tank our economy too much. But at least if we go war bonds, it's going to give us a little bit of breathing room. So, right, so that's the finances out of the way. We've done a little bit of chatting. So now let's have a quick talk of the overview of what's going on here. So, first off, let's start in the Trans-Mississippi, Missouri. We've got Missouri pretty much under control. Sterling Price and McCulloch have pulled their armies out, and they fought a couple of battles over here against Grant and Sherman. Now they're on the eastern side of the Mississippi. They're no longer on the western side of the Mississippi. On the western side of the Mississippi, we're facing a couple of armies still. We'll have a quick look here. We've got the Army of Tennessee, which pulled across 7,500 or so. We've got the Army of the West down here. It's going to be 15,000 men with 50 guns. There's only 4,500 approximately at the moment. We don't really know. We haven't really come across them. We certainly haven't fought a battle with them or anything. Our Army of the West under Lyon, 20,000 men. They're building a depot here, and then we're going to push down. And that's, I mean, I guess that's why he's raised this army. This section here, we should have an interesting little fight going on with Fremont. He's got around 7,026 guns. We're facing the Army of Tennessee with fairly even numbers. They're going to have about 8,000 men and 45 guns, so they do have better guns. But let's have a quick look at Fremont. I've reorganised him into 2 divisions. Alfred H. Terry has 1 division of infantry, 6,500 men, and then we have Slocum with 26 guns, 12-pound howitzers and 12-pound howitzers, so nothing amazing. So this should be an interesting fight here. We're just in the process of taking Carrollton, Arkansas. Arkansas. But if we have a little look, all of this is flicked back over to Confederate control. So I don't know, we're kind of cut off from supplies here, which could be an issue. We've got Don Carlos Buell up here. He's going to have about 2,500 men at St. Louis. Maybe I'll move him down and relocate his headquarters to Springfield, since we've pretty much got this under control, and we have about 4,000 men gathering at Cairo, who will be like a reserve force. We also have a fort here with 1,500 men in it. We've captured Fort Hyman, and the engineers are building us a depot right here. I want to push them on to see if we can take Fort Henry and Fort Donaldson. Hopefully I won't need to actually divert one of these main armies. We've got Sherman with the Army of Tennessee. We've got Army of the Mississippi under Grant, who've got a perk as well. Excellent. So let's give them ambulance corps. Quite often what I go with first. I did give Sherman the Sappers and Miners perk, which helps with sieges, because I figured we're going to be sieging a bit, and if these guys fail to take these forts, then we will have to divert the army. We've got Polk lurking down here. About 10,000 men. We've got nothing in the central region at all. No troops. We've got obviously the guys at Cairo. We've got the engineers down here. Another kind of 4,000 men. And then those two armies who can move about. And we've got Lion as well. 20,000 in the east. So I've pushed the Western Virginia Department under McClellan. We pushed them from Beverly to Stanton, and that caused a reaction from the AI. He moved Beauregard's force across to counter this move, and we've just retreated. There's no way I was fighting that because we were outnumbered almost 3-1, I think. But what we have done is we've now pushed south with... not Banks. We've pushed south with, if I can get them, McDowell and the Valley Department under Patterson. We're pushing south of that since their armies are split. Now, if this engagement happens and it's overwhelmingly in our favour, I'll auto-resolve this. We'll lose more men, but I'm just not fighting it. If we outnumber him, say 3 or 4 to 1, I'm not fighting that. It's pointless. It's going to take up a lot of time. Our Eastern HQ's got nobody in it except for some artillery, like 1 artillery battalion, and that's how it's going to stay for now because we can't afford any more troops. We have also pushed here with besieging Fort Norfolk. If we take that, we're going to have the army of the Chesapeake. I mean, we should be able to take this. We've sent almost 14,000 men, 33 guns to take this place, and we'll hold it, I hope. Let's see how that goes. And with that said, I think it's time to start actually playing because I've been talking now for quite a while. It certainly feels like quite a while to me. And yeah, so let's get started with this episode 9. Like I say, if you're new here, do come and subscribe and check out what you're missing. If you like this kind of content anyway. So let's see where these guys retreat to. I'm going to press play here. Oh, while I'm at it as well, we've sent this fleet down to have a go at this fort. I have no idea what's going to happen. They could well just disintegrate. It seems to happen quite often with forts, that they just disintegrate our fleets, but we'll see. I'm just going to ×5 this. Okay, right, so this is what I was talking about. So it's combat in the east here. 24,000 infantry, 4,000 cav. That is a total force of less than 3,000 men. Equal guns to us. We've got 66,000 infantry, 6,200 cavalry, and 130 guns. I'm just not fighting that. That'll be pointless. However, will it shaft us on casualties? Probably. Let's try it. I very, very rarely auto-resolve, but taking this to the field, it's going to be an hour's worth of recording for the sake of us destroying these armies, basically. Or at least sending them running. So I'm going to auto-resolve this one. I promise I won't auto-resolve lots, but I feel like this is kind of a waste of time to fight. If you disagree, then do stick that in the comments. I'm more than happy to engage in comments, but I feel like this, I mean, when we've got 70,000 men, more than 70,000 men, and he can barely scrape together 30,000, do we need to fight that? Probably not. I'm going to auto-resolve. Let's see how that goes. It's possible this is a mistake, obviously. Yeah, BB plus there for the finances. He's pulling out all the way back down to the south. That's good. So what we'll actually do here then, I'm going to send Sherman to try and take this fort. I've no idea if he'll do it. And that leaves the road open to Memphis. So the Army of Tennessee is actually coming for us here. So this would be a fight I'd like to fight. I like these smaller battles. They're pretty cool. Let's just have a quick look at these guys. Mississippi rifles, Springfield rifle muskets, and report muskets. So they're pretty well armed. Shame about the artillery. We do have some guns on order, which will be probably the last order we place until our credit rating sorted out. But there's still 11.5 days for 20-pound Parrott and 30-pound Parrots. And a little longer for the 10-pound Parrots. 128 on order, but they're going to be 45 more days. So it's going to be kind of near the end of the summer. So we've got a 63% chance of victory in that fight. I mean, we better blow and win it. Battle at Fort Wagner. Alright, so what's going on here? Is this a separate siege? I really don't know. Victory at Culpeper Courthouse. Yeah, I mean, that was always going to happen. The enemy lost 2,000 men. We lost 1,400. So it wasn't too bad, actually. Let's leave that there for now. I'm just going to slow this right down. But this... how are they still sieging us? I mean, surely they were involved in the battle, but our POW camp is overcrowded now as well. I'm relocating banks to the north end of the Shenandoah Valley. I'm happy to pull McClellan back into Western Virginia. We've got the West Virginia Reserve here as well with almost 3,000 men, so I'm just moving those guys to Charleston, West Virginia. And that means we can then move into Kentucky if need be. Not entirely sure what's going on here with this siege. Forts prove a pretty formidable obstacle to us. Not so much to the AI, but they do to us, to the player. Okay, he's actually moving towards us with that army of Tennessee. I think this will be a nice fight, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's see if Freeman lets us down or if he can hold his own. Now we've got plenty of ammunition, 93 and 94%. Glorious victory at Fort Wagner. Okay, cool. We lost 981 men. Bullshit. Anyway. Just going to send him scuttling away. I think we might push down on Fredericksburg here. Something I'd like to have a quick look at is supply. So plenty of supply over here. Is there a depot up here maybe? Looks like there's some supply going on. I just wonder if there is a depot. I'm happy to demolish it, but I'm not seeing one. Sometimes there's depots up here in the middle of nowhere. Oh, well, not in the middle of nowhere, but not near the combat where you really don't need them. And depots cost money to maintain, but I'm not seeing them. There is one at Harrisburg, but I want to keep that one there. Grafton, again, that's a handy one here. And Beverly, I mean, this is an area where we're going to be operating. Louisville, but I mean, we haven't really gone into Kentucky, but it's handy to have one there for when we do. The Army of West Tennessee pulling down the river. So there's only 35 men in this fort, but that's not really the problem. Oh, so we're already losing ships here, you see. But I mean, this fleet's got some crappy ships in it, but it's got some good stuff as well. I mean, these tin-clad gunboats are not bad at all. Let's see how we go. I mean, I just hope the fleet doesn't totally disintegrate. That's my worry. Yeah, okay, I'm going to relocate him to Springfield with his Missouri department. Times 20 this. Alright, yeah, so there we go then. Dabney H. Maury. I've heard the name before, but I don't know anything about him. Not that I need to, but, you know. Okay, so Southwest Missouri Force is in contact with the Army of Tennessee. What are your orders? Well, my orders are to fight, of course. we're going to play this battle. So this is a nice, evenly matched battle. They've got a couple of thousand cav. We haven't got any cavalry in this army. Our cavalry's all been attached to the main armies in this theatre rather than this. This was just a... It just started life as an engineering force, but I decided to make them an actual force because I figure a small force down here is worth keeping on, and it can operate quite well down here. So it's the Battle of Carrollton. I hate that word. I find it hard to say. I don't know why. But anyway, it's the Battle of Carrollton, Arkansas, May the 4th, 1862. Major General Fremont against Major General Maury. Maury? Maury. Not sure. I'll call him Maury. It could be wrong. If it's wrong, stick it in the comments. Fremont's arrival at St. Louis was a national disaster. That was the quote of the bomb there. Okay. The army's green. It says that all the time. We're defending. Kind of makes sense. He came at us, but I mean, we are in their territory, so it could have gone either way, I suppose. Let's take a quick look at the objective. Bottom Heights. Okay. Let's have a look. We'll get out of this HQ view and take a quick look at it. Whoa. Mountains. Is this the Ozarks, maybe? Is that where we are here? I'm not too familiar with US geography. Obviously, I know the basics, but I'm not too sure. But this is... Where is that objective? I'm not actually seeing the mark. I've probably missed it somewhere. Oh, there it is. All right. Bloody hell. We've only got 4.8 engineering points. But, I mean, this looks like a decent position. But, he's going to try to avoid coming at our defences, of course. Which, I mean, who wouldn't? Where's he coming in from? Let's have a quick look. He's coming in from here, so I suspect he's going to come probably over this way. Okay, so I'm going to do a little setup, and I'll be back in a moment. So I have no idea how, but I've managed to build all this defensive works. Okay. See how it goes. We can reposition our guys, of course. Okay, so I have no idea where he's going to come. He's probably going to march halfway around the world to come and attack us from the rear. If he does, we'll have to reposition. Let's go. Just a basic little defense here, almost like a fort on top of this hill. Going to give out long-range orders. It's a bit of a shame we haven't got slightly better weapons. Artillery weapons, anyway. Our infantry's well armed. Reboards, which suck a little, but they're fine. Augustus Moore, Rufus King, and William Benton. That's our commanders. I think it's all first combat. Yeah, first combat for everyone. Should be the same for him as well, I believe. Just pop out some skirmishers. Take a little look. See if we spot him crossing anywhere. Could be crossing here, I suppose, or this one. Oh, he's coming from there. Okay, let's slow this down. Oh, he's actually crossing at the ford. Just want to give him a bit of trouble as he's crossing the ford here. Now, rifle armed troops should be fine to do this. Probably he's got muskets on the whole, I would think. Buckner Senior's Brigade. Who else we got? Wise. Garnett. Must be more troops coming. Davidson's Cav. Another brigade of infantry coming up. Who's this? Trimble. Alright. Get these skirmishers to hopefully slow them down a little, cause some casualties, cause a bit of confusion. Be nice if they got behind the stone wall, but they don't seem to fancy it. Causing havoc amongst Garnet's artillery. Oh, I'm not sure why he's doing this. Nobody told him to do that. Just keep firing. I don't understand why he's doing this at all. We were in a great position there. We were firing into them, but he's got to pull back here. I mean, why are you doing it? For some reason, skirmishers never seem to obey orders anymore either. It's a bit strange and a bit annoying. I don't know why these guys moved here. I'm going to pull them back. Bentons, man. Which ones were Bentons? These guys. I'm going to break before they even do so, because they should never have shifted here. That was stupid. And it was not an order I gave. Not that I'm saying I never make mistakes, but that certainly wasn't an order that I gave them. Okay, let's pull them out. Yeah, broken. All because of that stupid move. Those guys are going to break as well. Okay. Rufus King, pull your men back as well then. Skirmishers did a decent job there. We lost quite a lot of them, but mostly because of this idiocy. He's broken. With 23 men killed or wounded there, that was totally unnecessary, and 25 there. I suppose that brigade came up and gave them fire. It's to be expected. Let's speed this up. At least King's men made it out there without any casualties. Some guns opening up. Must be his. I don't know how he's reaching us, but he is. Sitting on a minor defeat. Again, not sure why. Maybe the routes minus 4.3 for those little routes. Ah, that's gone away because they've rejoined the units. Okay, so minor victory now. Here they come. I think I'm gonna just move him this way. Guns opening. These 12-pound howitzers are okay. They'll do their job here. Buckner's brigade tired. 40 casualties. Davidson's guys. Not sure. probably tired as well, but these guys have got high fatigue. Skirmishers back out. Onto the flank. Oh, better slow it down. This keeps happening as well with skirmishers. I mean, I want him to fire at this gun, but they've just stopped before they got there and aren't doing it. Annoying. I hope this is something they're going to fix. One of the many things that I hope they're going to fix. Again, they've just moved forward, not quite into range, and just aren't firing. Why? Why don't the skirmishers seem to follow orders anymore? The range of those guns and fire off a couple of volleys. That's still fine. Okay, excellent. He's moving his men across the creek. I don't think that's something I would have done. Skirmisher use in this game is pretty important. Garnet's artillery battalion is suffering casualties here. We are obviously losing... Oh, we're not having nearly lost anyone in this skirmisher unit, but they are under fire, which is fine. So we pulled those skirmishers back, and now King is giving out full brigade volleys into this carve. Which should be anyway. It says he's idle. Not entirely sure why. I'm just figuring it out. More skirmishers, I'm going to pull them back in. So driven those guns into retreat. Well, not retreat, but at least they're pulled back. Here comes some infantry, Buckner's brigade. I'm going to bring out Benton and hammer to the flank there. If he'll obey the orders, of course. Which is not guaranteed. Davidson's men under artillery fire, under infantry fire from 2 brigades. Yeah, so these guys didn't fancy that order at all and have not moved. Right, there we go. We're starting to take some pretty heavy casualties here. 100 men lost. It's a pretty hard fight, actually, and he's doing a good job attacking up this hill. I wouldn't fancy that myself. Very slow moving from Benton. They are poorly trained and brand new troops, so I mean, understandable. Skirmish has done a real good job though. Davidson there had enough. Not surprised. They're dropping like flies. Try and redirect his artillery fire on the Trimble's brigade. Wise seems to be pushing forward with his artillery. Not sure that's a wise move. There you go, Davidson's gone. I'm going to push Benton to hit Buckner in the flank here. Nice. Moore has lost quite a lot of men here, almost 300 casualties. Not to be sniffed at. I think they've had enough. Yeah, he's done. Pulling out. See if we can wreck this unit. Trimble's brigade. Speed is up, ×5, just the death throws pretty much. I think it was quite nicely done, this battle. It was fairly easy, it was a nice defensive position here. I won't take too much glory from it, but you know, it's still a win. And a win down here in Arkansas is important. Be nice to fight a slightly smaller battle. We've got quite a lot of big ones. Trimble just standing there, absorbing the fire. Not retreating, not firing back. Oh, now he's moving. A bit late. A little late in the day, but you know. Major victories swung to now. Trimble's done. We've got some carve-out chase down the guns, but we haven't got any. Okay. Nice. So we held Carrollton. Well, I say we held it, we haven't even captured it yet, but we will capture it. 2,000 casualties for him. Less than 500 for us, I can live with that. We did lose 3 guns though. He lost 10. It was quite an enjoyable little battle, that. I enjoyed that. I like the little ones. So they lost 1,962 men, 250 killed. We lost 471, 59 killed. Captured 900 rifles and 5 guns. Did we capture anything worth blabbering about? Let's have a quick look. Nah, it all still looks pretty much the same, if I'm honest. Alright. Let's keep capturing Carrollton and see what the Army of Tennessee does. The Army of the West could obviously be a problem, but remember, we'll be moving down with Lyon and his force once we've built this depot and get some supplies in this region. We are pushing onto this Mississippi border. I'm going to give them some slightly better weapons here. I'm going to go with the Springfield rifle musket. Means we've got 2 with Springfield rifles and 1 with Mississippi rifle. I like the Mississippi rifle, it's great. I did just get a notification of a disintegration. I hope that wasn't our fleet. Charleston squadron disintegrates. The Confederate Charleston squadron has disintegrated. I have no idea where that was. Near Charleston maybe, but you can't go to it with double click. I've never seen the Charleston squadron on the move, so it's hard to say. Not sure. We've got a couple of fleets, a couple of ships left here to give out, but I'm kind of keeping them as a reserve since we can't really build any more. And this is shocking BB minus. We really need to improve this. Funding 2. More focus on the union's economy. New taxes proposed, yeah? No shit. So it's actually bumped us back to BB+. I don't know if that was a result of that or if it's just happened. So the Tariff Act, we could do that. 20 days. The Revenue Act is going to be 30 days. We would lose support. War bonds. Print notes would bring short-term relief, but it does hurt our citizens, so we'll keep that one for now. I'm going to go with war bonds, and hopefully that's going to help drag us out of this slump. Okay, so Army of Tennessee is engaged here. Let's hope we can take Fort Pillow. I don't see how we possibly can't take it. I mean, there's 32 men in there. I'm going to tell them to assault. Fort Norfolk, we're at 72% success chance. Let's take a quick look at the east stuff. We'd focused on the west quite a bit here. What the... Oh, it's spun this around a little. I was thinking, what the hell's going on here? Looks like he's marching on the Valley Department. Just bypassing the fort. It seems the fort doesn't impact them at all. Army of the Shenandoah slipped away and is pulling away further. Well, how? Slipping away where? Okay, I don't know. What can I do? Right. We'll not fight another major battle in this episode. It's already gone on a bit long. How long we got left here? 18 days. Have our weapons arrived yet? I don't think so. But nah. 8 days. A whole bunch of guys arrived. Banks has arrived. McClellan, McDowell, and Kelly. Okay, cool. I was all in the Eastern Theatre there. Let's see. What projects have we got? Nothing much. Increases the effectiveness of blockades. Yeah. Nah, I'm going to leave that. We've issued bonds again, of course. We're back to BB minus, so I was short-lived, that little increase. And we've got a perk here. Battery runner. Fighting efficiency versus forts plus 25%. Let's do it. New railroad line. Okay. Houston to Brashear. Cool. We've captured Catherine Furnace, which is a large ironworks or foundry. Yeah, foundry. Glorious victory at Fort Norfolk. Hugely surrenders. Excellent. Let's just slow this down and take another one. So for some reason the messages are coming up twice. Okay. So that's we've taken Fort Norfolk, and that's actually pretty damn impressive. Supplies. Do we need to build a depot here, or do we get natural supplies from the harbour? James River Squadron right here. Which I'd like to take on. We've got a perk as well for him. I'm going to go with, again, Ambulance Corps. It's just a no-brainer for me for the first one. Steedman, done a good job there, I think, taking that on the second attempt. Ooh. Yeah. Just giving out some weapons here. Some of these guys still armed with Springfield muskets. We've got the rifles, so we might as well use them. Don't you think? Okay. So that's going to give him a bit of a problem because we've now got almost 17,000 men down here at Norfolk. Gives us control of the port of Elizabeth. It gives us control of Hampton. Well, we actually already had that, but this one here, Norfolk. The Gosport Shipyard. Excellent. They're showing 45% blockaded. But actually, so let's have a quick look at the Potomac Flotilla. 13 ships in that. Brig. A bunch of steamers. So I'm actually going to add... I'm going to add this cotton-clad ram to this fleet. And a steam frigate. And then that makes this a large force. And I'm going to send them in here to take out the James River Squadron. Or attempt to, anyway. So, we're going to give the Army of Chesapeake a little time to get their cohesion back. And then we'll have a little think what to do with those guys. Alright, so actually we've taken Carrollton, and that's flipped all of this back to Union control. Let's wait and see what happens with Fort Pillow. The French repulsed in Mexico. Okay. There's a hospital being constructed here. We didn't start that, but do we now have to pay for that? I'm not sure. I hope not, because we can't. Glorious victory at Fort Pillow. Markgraf surrenders. Excellent. So we lost 3 men. 8 killed. 25 missing out of the 3. Cool. Right. So that's excellent. That opens up the Mississippi substantially. That's actually great news. I'm going to push him down on Memphis. And we're going to blockade Memphis, because that's quite a large port. And actually, I am going to push Sherman to take Memphis. And there's got to be a reaction. If he moves on Memphis, we'll move south with the Army of Mississippi. We're kind of ignoring Nashville for the moment, but we do have these 4,000 engineers who will be finished this in 14 days. And we're going to have the Army of the West also pushing down on Little Rock. It's maybe take Batesville first and then push on. But they are building a depot at Little Rock as well, which would be handy for us when we take it. So we'll blockade it for now. Sherman is still on the march, taking Memphis. He's got to do something about that. Surely he's got to do something. Is Polk on the move? He's going to have 20,000 men in there. Okay, so if we go Corn as king, it increases relations with European powers, which I'm not bothered. Western Europe has suffered continuous crop failures, and the northern farmers provide nearly half of England's grain imports. As British ships carry grain home to England, they can return with exported war material for the US, a very beneficial trading arrangement. It seems that King Corn is more powerful than King Cotton. So, does this just improve relations, or does it also improve funds? Probably just relations. I mean, otherwise surely would say, wouldn't it? And the last thing I want is to muck around with losing more money. So I'm going to leave that. So they've really kicked up their recruitment here. They've added a lot of men, 170,000 now, so they're closing that gap. We're going to have to keep an eye. We really, I mean, I know I keep saying it, but we will really have to keep an eye on this. 83% chance of victory. We should blow them out of the water. Glorious victory at Hampton Roads. 3 enemy ships captured. Excellent. James River Squadron disintegrates, so they are done. We've broken them, basically. Let's have a quick look at what we captured here. Nothing really. Okay. I'm just going to take a few of these ships out since we've managed to defeat that fleet. And we can... we can't. Due to low readiness, I was thinking we could move up into there. But that's okay. Alright. So... really, this Atlantic fleet here might not be needed. Oh, actually, there's quite a few ports, so maybe we'll just keep them blockading here once they get their readiness back. Alright, so I feel like this was a pretty productive episode. I've done a damn good job here, I think. Has Memphis fallen? Yeah, Memphis is in our hands now, so that's a major Confederate industrial centre, really, and, well, an important hub on the river, at the very least. And I'm going to push the fleet down towards Vicksburg. And we're going to blockade Vicksburg. I'm going to build a couple of these smaller little fleets that we usually have dotting around, because we just captured a bunch of ships, and we'll make a smaller fleet to blockade a couple of the other places. We might even push one up towards Little Rock. Okay, cool. Cast artillery. Now, I do like the look of that one, but I'm going to leave it because I really feel like it's not the one we need to go to. Improved credit rating would be an awesome one, but look how much subsidies needs to go in that. A hell of a lot. So we're going to leave that, and this is horrendous. We really need to fix this. Policies. How long is it going to be? 21 more days. I mean, if we can make it there without the economy crashing, that would be amazing. Let's take a quick look at the strategic overview here. So yeah, you can see we're pushing right down the Mississippi. Decent control here of this, the river area of Western Tennessee. We've now got this foothold up here as well in Arkansas. It's really opening things up a bit. And once that depot's ready, we're going to have 20,000 men invading Arkansas. Remember, Polk is sitting here with 20,000 men, which is a bit of an issue. We've also got, obviously, smallish problems out here in the east, but I don't want to recruit more men into this. We've got to kind of make do with what we have for now. So my thoughts are Sherman with his army... Oh, where is he? Army of the Tennessee He's going to try and take care of these guys. Wherever they are. The Army of Mississippi under Grant. Are they missing some men? Are they getting some reinforcements? What's going on there? Alright, a battery of guns is on their way. Oh, and we've received some parrots here as well. Excellent. So what I want to do, these heavier parrots, I want to give one out to these units, basically. Let's have a look what we got here. 12-pound Napoleons? Well, I'm not sure where they come from, but anyway. So one of these... Let's give it out to Nugent. I'm going to give these guys a 30-pound parrot. Now, they only fire once a minute, but have very good accuracy and 3,000-yard range. So 30-pound a parrot for them. I'm also going to give out a 30-pound parrot to the engineers. These guys are also going to be besieging forts. I don't know if it makes a huge difference, but I would think it does to besieging forts. I mean, in reality, it would. Okay, so I'm going to keep the rest in here, and we'll use them when we need to besiege places. I feel quite content with this. Let's press on a little bit more time, and then we'll call it a day. Right, so we're going to want to blockade again with these guys. Moorhead Port, that's another one we need to take care of. That's quite a large port there, and it's got a fair-sized fort in Fort Macon, or Macon, however you say it. Blockades are working really quite nicely. Not nicely enough, because he's not struggling as much as we are with the credit score. Or it doesn't seem like he is anyway. Let's move time on. So we're short on ammunition down here. I think we're doing fine at Memphis because it's on the river. Ooh, something's built. Let's just slow it down. Fredericton Depot too. Oh, that's Missouri. And the Paris Landing Depot. Okay, so I think that's this one. Yeah, so one here, and then obviously the one under Lion. Now Lion, what's going on here? Condition alert. The condition of the men is poor. Hopefully that'll resolve itself now that they're in supply. So I'm going to give this a try. The poor condition for these guys as well. I'm going to give this a try. I just want to see if we can take Fort Henry with these dudes. I don't think we'll be able to, but maybe we can. But let's see. Nope. Where's he going? He's withdrawing. Okay, well, why? So no, we can't take it with them. For now, I'm going to switch out these 30-pounders because what's the point in them having them? And get your 12-pounders back. Cavalry carbines. Again, this is just the crappy short-range ones. Down to 50% artillery ammunition. There's not much artillery ammunition anywhere. In fact, next to none. Okay. Pressing down the Army of the West. So I'm going to take a little risk here. I'm going to pull back the Army of the Mississippi under Grant. I'm going to see if we can resupply up here. Train journey up, pick up some supplies, and then head back. bounties for the Confederacy. Fort Archer has been constructed in the state of Illinois. Where was that? Oh, that's this. Alright, cool. Grant hasn't picked up ammunition yet. Glorious victory in the Gulf of Mexico. 4 enemy ships sunk. Why is it not giving us notifications of these fleet battles? I mean, this must have been a substantial one. The enemy is thoroughly whipped. 4 ships have been sunk and 2 ships captured. Okay, let's just... Texas Maritime Department's right here. 107 guns. Galveston Squadron there, 43 guns. This is where their navy power is coming into play. Captured crappy little CSS steamer things. I'm going to send a steam frigate down there to reinforce them. Why is he not picking... Oh, he has gone up to 52. Still says 52, but the icons have moved right up, so I'm not sure if that means he's still on 52 or not. Okay, I'm content with his ammunition levels. I'm going to push Grant down, and I want to see what's here. I want to take them on. Glorious victory at the Gulf of Mexico again. Corpus Christi Squadron 3 in retreat. Condition of my fleet is deteriorated. Okay. So their fleets are giving us some trouble here. I'm going to try and just push him on Little Rock and just see what happens. I suspect we're going to... Oh, so we've issued bonds, okay. I'm going to go with the Tariff Act next, 20 days for that. And hopefully this is going to help sort out our financial issues. So we're back on BBB minus, hey! I don't want to go crazy with the spending. What's going on here? Army of Mississippi is preparing a siege. Are they? So we're going to move across with Sherman as well. No idea why this is a siege, but we'll see. 48% chance of victory. Okay, well, can we take this to a field battle? I'm just going to pause this. I think if we take it to assault, that's a field battle then. I'd feel much better taking this to a field battle. That's for damn sure. So, oh, he's got a perk. Yeah, let's just... I'm going to leave it pause for the second. We'll give out some of these 20-pound parrots. They fire slightly slower than the 24-pound howitzers, but I think that'd be great. Actually, they've only got 28 days left on their contracts. Ooh, maybe not these guys. Give them back to 24s. I'll give it a Matthews. The other two can keep their howitzers. Okay, so I'm just gonna... We're gonna go into this assault. I think if we do assault, it takes it to a field battle. And if it does, we'll call it an episode. We'll call the episode a day here. Yes, it does. Okay. So anyway, we'll fight this battle in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you're going to come back and watch some more. This was probably a little bit longer. By the time I've edited it down, it's probably a little bit longer than my usual episodes. They usually run around somewhere between 45 and 55 minutes, give or take. Like, usually sub 1 hour. But this one's been a little bit longer. There's been quite a lot of stuff going on. And I had a little bit extra time today. So, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a great day. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one for this battle. Ta-ra for now.